Okay. Episode 231 of Genius Take the Wheel. I am Dr. Evil Genius. Unfortunately, episode 231 is going to sound a lot like what 230 should have sounded like, but I guess I'm just basically going to have to do the SBD review all over again, because YouTube was so gracious in cutting off at least a recording of my review about 2.5 minutes in, which is awesome. Thanks, YouTube, for ruining my review and making me look like an idiot to anybody who might have gone on YouTube to look for a review of this weight belt that I'm going to talk about here again. So again, apologies if you were watching the first stream, but I need to make sure that this records properly. Hopefully YouTube doesn't screw me again on this. So anyway, being that this is episode 231 happening on a Tuesday morning, I'm going to give a very brief synopsis on what I did today. This week, I am deloading. I am not going to be able, I'm actually forced to miss a leg day this Sunday because I am taking a 2-day class, a seminar, if you will, to teach me to help people who are hurt or otherwise injured still be able to lift safely and effectively, even with whatever injury that they're dealing with or they are recovering from. So we have something called barbell rehab happening on Saturday and Sunday, which is basically going to take up the entire Sunday. So I'm not going to be able to hit the leg program as I'm supposed to on Sundays, which is a huge bummer. But I think the gym that I normally go to closes at 8 p.m. on Sundays, so I might try to force that training in. We'll see how that works. But anyway, so there's a deload. I'm taking it easy on my legs this week. I'm starting to feel some discomfort again in that quad tendon area, and some other feelings that I don't really like in my legs. So this week is as good as any to chill on the intensity. The intensity has been very high lately anyway, so I'm gonna let these muscles recover a little bit. All right, so going back to the review that I filmed on Sunday was from Sunday's training. And Sunday's training was very interesting and unique to me due to how poorly I felt physically. Mrs. Evil is here. How are you doing? I felt physically very bad on Sunday, worse than the previous week. So it was important for me to try to find some way to look forward to training because I physically did not feel good. Mentally, I was okay. physically I felt like trash. So I was supposed to, I did my warm-up with just the bar, 10 reps, warm up at 135, 5 reps, warm up at 185, 5 reps, to prepare for 4 sets of 10 at 225, which is, oh man, it's yeah, it's a lot of volume on my legs, and I'm happy that I did it, but man, it hurts. It hurts. So I all right. Oh, Mrs. Evo, if you can let Joy Walking know that I am waiting for her, that would be great. Okay. So it is criminally windy here in New York City. So yeah, I did not feel very good on Sunday, and it wasn't a mental thing, it was just a physical thing. I was very lightheaded, even though I ate, I think I ate my normal breakfast plus a protein shake, and I still felt like I just had no energy. But it was still important for me to find a reason to want to train. So what I did was I went into my mental analytical mode, and I wanted to keep track of every physical difference that I felt going from the regular no-name weight belt that I had, that was gifted to me by a good friend, so shout out to him, and then stepping up to basically what is a $300 weight belt. So what I did was I used the weight belt to warm up, which I don't normally do. But what I wanted was to see what the differences would feel like between my normal experience with and without a weight with the cheap belt, without the belt at all, and the new belt. So I use it to warm up, which I don't normally do, and I don't recommend that people use stuff like weight belts and straps and all that other stuff when you're not either working at your max weight or at your working sets, because your body still needs to know how to do these types of movements without help, because you go out into the real world and you move around, and you're not going to put on a weight belt when you're out in the street. You're not going to put on Versa grips when you're out in the street. So you're not going to have Harbinger straps in your pocket and then use it to wrap around everything. No, I mean, you're going to need to develop a grip strength. You're going to need to also develop strength endurance in your hands, forearms, abs, spinal erectors. So I don't recommend using weight belts and those types of assisting technology. I don't recommend that people use that stuff for everything. Only use it when you need it. but I was trying to collect some data. And so when I did my warm-up at 135, that's when I really was paying attention to how my body felt with this belt versus the other. And I have to tell you that it was very weird. It was very weird, the feeling, the difference with this belt, because something unexpected happened. Normally I have to go searching for the balance on my feet, make sure my footing is good. I didn't have to do that at all. Once I stepped back with the bar on my back and I got set, my balance was immaculate, and I can't really explain why, but I didn't have to go searching for the balance on my feet at all. And I felt way more secure. You know, you expect to feel secure, you know, in your abs, but you don't necessarily expect to feel more secure in other places, especially the feet. And I was floored by how stable and secure I felt on my feet, and the only difference was the belt. I didn't change my shoes. Clothes wear is usually about the same. The only thing that I changed was the shoes, and also, you know, I physically felt like trash, but my ability to perform I was actually quite shocked in a positive way. So I moved up to 185, felt like butter, but then it's like, okay, now I'm going up to my working weights. I'm adding an extra rep per set. I'm, you know, trying to do 4 sets of 10 at 225. That's 40 total reps. What's going to happen? Well, I don't understand why people don't want to stop at stop signs. And I really hate honking my horn. Joy walking, you can say hi to Mrs. Evil. Yeah, so you know, the warm-up was like buttery smooth, but then it was like, okay, you know, how is it going to feel when you know, how's it going to feel when I go to the working weight? And that first set actually kind of revitalized me, where I wasn't thinking about how tired I was at that point, because I was just so amazed at how things were going for me. You know, it almost like felt like maybe the bar is too light or something like that. I was thinking it was something that I did differently, but you know, the plates were the same, the bar was the same, and I just kind of felt like, okay, something can't be right here, because this is going too well. I go through sets 1 and 2, no problem. Set 3, you know, when I got set up underneath the bar, I think my hands were way too far apart. So when I was trying to stabilize the bar on my upper back, my left forearm started to cramp up real bad. So I had to I had to kind of chill out on that. And, you know, just trying to like figure out, you know, where I should put my hands. Since I was so stable with the belt, I actually brought my hands in a lot more narrow. And I've, you know, finished sets, I finished sets 3 and 4 with really no problem. And I was very, very shocked by that. So, you know, I had to myo rep, because every time I did a rep on set 3, my forearm would lock up. So it was 1, 1, and then 8, and then a clean 10 on set 4. And I was just kind of shocked. You know, I did the leg press, 2 sets of 12 at 315, and then I went to the deadlift. But the deadlift was when, you know, I went to go start warming up with the rack pull RDL, and I started to get really lightheaded, feeling like I was gonna pass out. So I went and I got a stool, and I just kind of placed it and just sat down for about 5 minutes, drank some water, I ate some gummies, drank some Gatorade, trying to get some more blood and more sugar into my blood so that the lightheadedness would go away. It went away to a degree, but when I got started at 315, which my assignment was 4 sets of 8 at 315 on the deadlift, so I'm deadlifting for reps, and I felt like complete garbage going in, but I felt like I had enough energy to, you know, because I started rationalizing, hey, maybe I'm not going to be able to get all 10 of these reps. Oh my God, man, you're blocking traffic. I don't understand why these guys can't just pull over. Just pull over, guy. Oh my God. Anyway, but when I set up, you know, I latched the belt, it was cinched on well. I go to the first set of 8, and the bar just flew. And I had to check the bar to make sure that I was using a 45-pound bar. I use the same plates every week from Rogue. And I'm like, I don't understand, why is this bar flying so fast? But then after every set, you know, I'm tired. I sit down for 3 or 4 minutes, and I did not have to myo rep at all. It was 4 clean sets of 8, 32 reps at 315. And to the, you know, I'm 2 days later, I still cannot believe what I was able to accomplish. And the only difference was the weight belt. That was the only difference. The previous week on the deadlift, I was supposed to do 4 sets of 8, but I was in a mentally not good place, and I didn't feel that well physically. And I think I had to myo rep, you know, I just could not get in the proper position. And my ability to produce force properly was just all jacked up. So I hate this left-hand turn. I always feel like some bicyclist is gonna come over and I'm gonna end up on the 11 o'clock news. And it'll all be my fault. Anyway, so, you know, the previous week, I got through, I think, 6 reps on set 3, and then it was just all bad. You know, I had to struggle to get the last 2 reps. It was just all bad. And then when I went to set 4, I had 2 single reps, and then I figured something that was wrong with my mechanics, and I was able to, rep out the last 6 in a row, which made me feel a little bit better about myself. But, still, it was a very, very tough day of training the previous Sunday. So to just rep out 4 sets of 8 while I was on the verge of passing out, because, I do these really long, intense workout on Sundays. If I can get a parking spot on Sundays, it's free to park in New York City, most places, so I can spend as much time training as I want. So I really try to run my body into the ground on Sundays because I have the time and opportunity to do so. But to be able to run out, 40 reps working sets on the squat, and then 32 reps on the deadlift. And again, the only difference was the belt. I looked at all the reviews on the SBD apparel website, and one of the guys in the reviews says, you buy once and cry once. And I thought to myself, you know what? Let me take this plunge. Yes, it's a $300 weight belt. This $300 weight belt is, in this economy, I don't want to, make, too bold of a proclamation, but it might be a little underpriced. When you talk about the value, like, I know that my deadlift, if I wanted to throw on more weight, I could have thrown on more weight, even though I was not feeling very good physically. I know I could have done more reps. I know that I could have, but also the feeling of stability and security. I didn't feel any tension in my spinal erectors at all, which is really saying something. I'm not really sure how they were able to do this. I don't know if they're using voodoo or what have you. I give you a good example of why. One of the reasons I had the Maya rep the previous week in sets 3 and 4. I went to go drink some water and then put on the weight belt, and in the middle of the set, I almost vomited from the water that I drank. But I did the same thing with the SBD belt, this lever belt, and no stomach discomfort. It didn't feel like it was squeezing the fluid out of my stomach. It didn't feel like it was restricting of my breathing, which was a major big deal for me. It not feeling like it was restricting my breathing, even though it felt like really secure, it never once felt like it was kind of choking me or reducing my ability to expand my diaphragm. So it was super secure, but not restrictive. And the weights just flew. Like, obviously I'm killing my quads on the squats. So yeah, I still feel the same fatigue, but I didn't feel the same fear of losing balance. I didn't get too tired from trying to stabilize my torso. My balance on my feet was amazing. I didn't have to go searching at all for the balance on my feet. So because the balance on my feet was so good, I didn't have to I didn't have to leak energy elsewhere. I was able to apply the force exactly the way I wanted to. And I'm really excited for, I'm on a deload this week, but I'm really excited for, the following week to see, what I can do, because I'm definitely going to add another rep to the squat. So I'm going to go to 4 sets of 11, and then hopefully I'll go to 4 sets of 12, and then I'll go to maybe 245, 250, 255, and then, for 6 repetitions, and then kind of build myself up from there. Increase the volume at the new higher resistance level. On the deadlift, I'm going to go to 4 sets of 9. I'm just going to stay on program. But there's a chance that I could add that extra rep. I don't know, because I would like to get to, 345, 355 at working weight. I would love to get there sooner than later. So, I could not say enough good things about this belt. I mean, obviously the price is very, very steep. The price is very steep, but when you first try it on, actually when I took the belt out of the box when it was delivered, I was like, whoa, this is this is legit. Nothing felt cheap about it whatsoever. And I think Mrs. Evil can attest to how it felt when she tried the belt on as well. And I've seen other people with the belt in the gym, but I was like, I gotta see what's good with this belt. And I've been using SBD knee sleeves for more than a year now. Let's see what Mrs. Evil has to say. She tried on the belt and it's so heavy duty, I needed assistance locking it. Yeah, I mean, I had to kind of learn how to lock it. I will say too that the belt has like this weird, I don't know if it's a defect with my belt or if it is a feature. But one of the things that I noticed about the belt is that if you don't put the locking mechanism in the exact right place on the belt, it won't even lock. I tried to put it a little bit looser and the belt just popped open. You can't go any tighter. So, the right fit for that, I guess they are using tension to kind of keep it locked. It was, the belt stayed locked, it stayed firm, but if you try to put it too loose, it just won't stay on at all. So you have to use the belt properly or the belt won't let you use it at all. Another great thing about this belt that you may not think about, in between sets, is when you use like one of those regular belts where you have to like pull the loop. First of all, a lot of times you got to pull the loop to make it uncomfortably tight so that when the prongs go through, it kind of loosens back up a little bit to allow you to breathe a little bit. This belt, the way that it latches on, it locks onto your hips so that even when it's not in use, you can kind of still wear it. And then the only thing you need to do is just cinch it tight. And then once you unlatch it, you don't have to put the belt down if you don't want to. You can just kind of let it hang on you a little bit. And it's not gonna be uncomfortable. It's not gonna, feel, weighing you down. I mean, it's a heavy belt, but it's not anywhere near as heavy as, the weights that you're lifting. So it won't really be an issue for you there. But it was very nice to be able to kind of, make sure that it's secure. And then with just a flip of the latch, just a quick flip. Now you're comfortable, you can rest, and when you're ready to work again, you just latch it back. A lot of times, I just take the belt off, and then you go and you grab the belt, you put the belt back on, and now you're trying to cinch it up, and it's not the most comfortable to cinch up and all of that. But then it just gets better and better and better and better. So I hope that guy moves because I would love that parking spot. No, that guy. Don't want to block this driveway. Yeah. So, yeah, the belt looks cool. The only thing that I wish that I did I wish that I would have gotten the orange color. They have like this really, yeah, they got this really nice, dirty, burnt orange color that I guess is new. They've just started with this color variation, you know, SBD. I really like the orange a lot. I also really love how lucky I just got with parking. Holy crap. I love my luck today. Okay. So I like, you know, I love gray and gunmetal colors. That's the one that I got. I think they really only have 2 colors, but that, you know, kind of almost like a burnt orange color. I really wish that I would have gotten that instead. You know, if I'm able to, you know, make a lot more money personal training, then I'll just go and get the orange one too. I might even get a size bigger with the belt. That guy doesn't know that I just got lucky getting this this parking spot. Nope. So yes, the SBD powerlifting lever weight belt is a must buy. I don't care how broke you are. If you break your back, you'll be super broken. So, you know, I've been lifting with high intensity for a long time. You know, I did a lot of deadlifts in my life with no belt. Then I started, you know, using, you know, the cheat belt. This is on a completely different level. There's a reason why you're seeing, you know, Hafthor Bjornsson and Eddie Hall and all those guys. There's a reason why SBD is such a respected brand. So now I have their knee sleeves. I have their lever powerlifting belt. Mrs. Evil says, it's good to know it also fits me so we don't have to buy a second one. Well, we do have to buy a second one because I want that orange belt because that shit looks fly. But yes, we don't need to buy another one, and it is going to be a really good time. Joy Walking says, do you think the belt might fix your posture if it's slightly off? 1,000,000%. It absolutely did that. There were a couple of times where I lost my focus on some of the reps, and I did not pay the normal penalty that I would pay for losing focus during sets, because anytime I kind of felt like I was gonna slump a little bit, you know, the rigidity of the belt kind of woke me up a little bit, kind of snapped me back into focus. So I was able to refocus and recommit, especially when you are going after, and I've noticed this with clients and I've noticed this with myself, after rep 6 on any set, your brain starts to go into this automated mode where you're not really paying attention fully to what you're doing, because paying attention has a calorie cost, and your brain just wants to delegate as much focus to other things as possible. So when I started to kind of, you know, fatigue out and lose my focus, especially sets 3 and 4, that's when it I don't even know why he wanted to park here. You can't even fit in this parking spot. Big ass van. I'm in a tiny convertible, guy. You weren't getting in here anyway. Yeah, it really did help me so much with, and when you talk about posture, you're also kind of talking about what kind of positioning you get into on the deadlift, because sometimes I have a problem with rounding in my lumbar spine, and sometimes it's very difficult for me to find exactly where I'm supposed to be stable through my torso, and make sure I'm going through the hip flexors, knees, and ankles, and then bracing through the hamstrings, and then basically launching with hamstrings and glutes for the most part. That's an oversimplification of how to approach the deadlift, but that's most of the approach. And getting into position, I didn't spend a whole lot of time kind of like finding where my positioning was supposed to be. I got right in there, locked in, braced, bang. And I don't have people squat and deadlift on the same day. I do that to myself, but I don't do that to clients. But to be as fatigued as I was, and as lightheaded and drowsy as I was, and to still mash 32 reps at 315, good God almighty, that was fucking awesome. Awesome. I cannot say enough good things about the SBD powerlifting lever weight belt. I mean, again, the price is steep, but think about all of the money you won't have to pay when it comes to surgeries, or getting up with back pain, having fear when you lift. Definitely one of the best high volume compound movement days I've had in terms of the ease. And then I'm going to do this deload this week, go back to regular training the following week, and really I almost want to do another max test, because I know for sure I can do more than 425 with this belt, for sure. But I'm going to stay on program. I just want to see, like, when I'm feeling good physically and mentally with the belt, just how much I can destroy the bar. That's really the only question. And I do think that it may accelerate my program a little bit. Like I said, I would love to start getting my volume on the deadlift, my volume sets up to 345, 365. I would love to get to that place to continue to keep growing my hamstrings. So I'm really excited about what the future holds when it comes to that. Obviously, I'm here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, here with Genius Take the Wheel. This is episode 231, so I'm legit. I'm going to show up every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And I'm going to report on my experiences with this belt. Though, one of the things that I think I'm going to try to do when I go back to regular leg training next Thursday, because this Thursday is going to be a hack squat, but a light hack squat. It's a deload. I might try to bring the weight belt with me to the hack squat day. I normally don't use a weight belt on the hack squat, but I want to see just how well I can go through my range of motion on the hack squat. I do the hack squat at 275 pounds, or I would say 2.5 plates. I think the platform machine, I think, is at like 80 pounds or even higher than that. But I call it 275 because I use two 45-pound plates and a 25 on each side. So I call it 275, but I think it's heavier than that. But not this Thursday, but the following Thursday, I should be able to report back if I choose to make that move. So obviously, if you guys have any questions about the product, you can always leave it in the comment section. Hopefully YouTube won't screw me this time and only record 2 minutes and 30 seconds of this stream. Because I've already done this review on Sunday after I trained. And YouTube told me to go fuck myself. So, yeah. Yep. Any questions or comments, you can put them in the comment section down below. I'm pretty quick about answering. Hooligram is in here. What? He is the moderator supreme for OTS. I saw that you were streaming during Monday afternoon Raw. All right, Mrs. Evil, thank you for coming by. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming by. Hooligram, thank you for coming by. I appreciate you. But yeah, I will be here Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, reporting back and, you know, giving you recommendations on training styles, training intensity, training programming in general, and the occasional product review, because I don't use too many products. So if I use something and I swear by it, you can trust it. Because I will. I'm not sponsored because I don't have any followers, at least not yet. So I pay with my own money, and I suggest you do so too. And I don't want you to pay with your body instead. So that SBD weight belt, I don't know if there are other weight belts out there that you guys think are great, but this one is off the charts. Hologram says, now I know why I never see you live. You on at 5:50 a.m. for me. Glad I caught you. Yeah. Yeah. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm pretty early. I normally start the stream around 8:20 Eastern. And on Sundays is a bit later. But yeah. Thank you so much for supporting Hooli. If you are good enough to be a mod on JD's channel, you're good enough to be a mod here, brother. But yeah, questions about the product and any other product that you are looking at, you could put them below in the comment section. Everybody wants this parking spot. This is New York City.
Did you turn off the engine?
I just turned off the engine too. Hooli says, this is the first time YouTube has shown me your stream, so we making progress. Hey, man, I'll fucking take it. Everybody hit the like button, please, for your boy. I really would appreciate it. If you guys have serious lifters, either it be strength athletes in your family or friends, or guys that are looking to get swole, even the gals. I actually seen gals. I've seen gals with this belt. And they talked this belt up as well. They really loved it as well. I highly recommend that you share this video, because there were things that changed in my mechanics in my squat and my deadlift that I was not necessarily expecting. You might think, oh, you know, your back is going to feel better. It is more than that. It is more than that. I mean, this belt is so good. Yes, it's $280. Yes, it is. But I'm actually mad that I didn't spend this money sooner. Oh, quick note before I get out of here. Quick note. I am going to be, you know, I'm a big fan of VersaGrips. Thank you to Dr. Mike Ezratel for making the recommendation. I've been using the VersaGrips Pro for almost 2 years. And all the reviews that I saw said that they'll last about a year, maybe a year and a half. I've been using them 2 years. They're well used, well worn, but they still work perfectly. They just came out with a new product called VersaWraps. And since they were offering like kind of like a like a bundle, like 20% off if you buy the new Versa wraps and a pair of Versa grips. I always wanted the Versa grips Extreme. So I, again, spent the money. I bought the new Versa wraps, the 18-inch wraps, and I'm going to be reporting back to you guys after leg days, the previous press day, to see if the press or pull, to see if the Versa Grips Extreme feel more or less stabilizing than the Versa Grips Pro, because you might just, the Versa Grips Pro might just be all you need. Don't buy the regular Versa Grips, not worth the money. Spend the extra $25, get the Versa Grip Pro at least. But I'm going to be letting you guys know if you should get the Versa Grips Extremes, and also what the experience is with the wrist wraps for the bench press and the overhead press. Because if you guys watch TSP, we uploaded a video about 2 weeks ago about how I almost lost my life on the bench press. And a big part of that is I could not get my wrist stable, and I dropped the bar and it landed on me. So the bar went into free fall. Like, ah! So because I had proper safety protocols, not only was my life spared, but I basically got help in, getting the bar off my chest, and then was able to just finish the set I was supposed to do with no injuries, just very, very minor bruising on my abdomen. But part of that was the fact that, I could not stabilize, and it wasn't my fault that I couldn't stabilize. The bench was crooked and kind of made it where I could not lock properly. Instead of locking here, it was kind of locked here because of the old style bench press that the gym probably should get rid of in favor of, newer equipment. But when that bar landed on me, that was something else. So now I'm interested in seeing if my bench press is going to go up with wrist wraps. So I'm going to be trying that out. I think that they're supposed to be, since it's on pre-order, I think it's like the 24th or something like that is when the order is supposed to go out. So it might be a week or two before I'm able to give you that review. But yeah, I might also try some cross-training weightlifting shoes, not powerlifting shoes, but weightlifting shoes from Nike. I'm thinking I might switch over to those from, the Dunks and the Air Jordans, and the Chuck Taylor Converses. I'm going to see if a tailor-made shoe for lifting would also be a good idea. So definitely keep it locked here. I will be here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, reviewing my training, answering your questions on training, and the occasional equipment review. Anyway, I got a client that I got to go to work and help this man get stronger and more swole and all that stuff. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting. Thank you, Joy Walking, for being here. Mrs. Evil, thank you so much. And the newest moderator on the DEG channel, Hula Grim. Much respect, brother. I do want to know how you feel about the John Cena heel turn. Just a quick note, I thought it was a mistake for him to try to get everybody to boo him. I get what they're trying to do, but I think that he should embrace all the people that hate Cody Rhodes' boring, whiny, bitch-ass self. Anyway, I'm up out of here. Have a wonderful day, everybody.